So one neat feature of Google Classroom right now is when you have a meet, you get an attendance report. And that attendance report comes as a CSV file. And when you open that up, it's going to open up in Excel probably, depending on your software on your computer, but probably Excel. Might also open up in Google Docs, but if it opens up in Excel, it's a nice report. I think it gives you the information in the order of times people logged in. I'm really not sure what order it comes in, to be totally honest with you. Maybe the amount of time. An inverse relation, I don't know. But it comes not, unfortunately, sorted by last name, which is, I think, for us, because that's what I think when I do gradebook and such, I really prefer to have them by last name. So there is a pretty quick little trick. I'm going to insert a couple of columns here because I'm going to use something called data text to columns. What text to columns does is split up that first and last name, so you no longer have things sorted by people's last names. Notice over here, it's an imperfect system. We've got Linnea Hempel de Valdez. She's got 3 names, so I just know I have to give it a little more room. Otherwise, it'll overwrite the email addresses. And just on general principle, I want to hang on to the email addresses. So I'm going to select that column. I'm going to click on data up above, and I'm going to use text to columns. On a Excel, it likes to give you this little window. We're using delimited, which means commas and tabs, commas or tabs, spaces, things like that will separate out our fields, our columns. So we'll say next. And in addition to tabs, we want to include space. So it's going to break the names up this way. Linnea Hempel de Valdez, Caroline Hooper, Dave Premack. Makes sense, right? So hit next. And when I say finish it, you can go through and do all the playing you want to do. But I'm just going to, we now know that they're names. We're splitting them up. We're going to hit finish. Now, I like to use F name, L name, and I'll do second L name. You don't normally have somebody like Linnea. I just got lucky. Spreadsheet I grabbed had her name in it, and I noticed there were 3 spaces. So notice it does not work for this MTDAM email address because they were logged into the meeting as a guest, and so it didn't have a first name for them. So it's not absolutely perfect, but your students are all logging into their student account, so you should see names. And then if you want to sort by last name, it's you just select it and you sort, and we know we have a header column, sort by last name, and there you go. You'd have it as a last name. So it's a nice simple way to get that. If you have need to enter this into your gradebook, now you'd have them in alphabetical order.